By 2050, 80% of the population in lower and middle income countries will be elderly. That's a huge shift, and we need to be prepared.
As individuals who are living in these countries, which are the lower and middle income countries, we need to be prepared to make both health and social level changes such that we keep up with these demographic transitions. This definitely calls for having supportive structures which are able to help us make the entire process of aging both successful and productive.
The expert highlights how caregiving responsibilities can shift within families as needs change.
Interestingly, what we found is that when we talk about just aging, it is not just that we say that, okay, people above just 60 and above are the only people who are in the aging population. There are different definitions of aging that exist. This could be a person who's close to retirement. This could be a person who has retired already, or someone who has never worked all their life, right? There can be also individuals who choose not to retire. They're not happy with the terminology of retirement itself. So they want to go back and have some sort of work that keeps them engaged. Now, all this has a huge play because money matters, right? Where the money is coming from, whose money is actually getting spent, what we call as calling the shots, the power dynamics of the house, right? That again was a very interesting finding that we had, that we saw that as and when a person changes, the life course changes, and the roles also start changing. I may be the first person, the decision maker of the house. I may go and become the last person that people come to for decisions itself. And all that really has a huge role to play when we talk about the healthcare seeking or the help seeking towards health itself.
Many seniors still want to be productive and engaged, and they want control over their care options.
Interestingly, what we also found is that individuals also want to make decisions on their own, where they want to go and live in, say, assisted living houses. Now, assisted living houses or the community housing is not an Indian concept. It is a concept that started off in countries like Australia, where in a community, group of individuals would come in together and they would be having their own houses. They have paid caregivers, individuals taking care of themselves, and they pay for these services. In the growing population and the growing needs that we have, we are seeing similar structures coming in the Indian subcontinent setting as well. What we also called as, we have community living, we have now assisted living. We also have paid caregivers who come down, live with you, taking care of you. We must admit we have more working population. We have more nuclear families as compared to joint families.
As we age, many of us want to maintain control over our lives. This includes financial independence. The expert emphasizes that for some seniors, continuing to work or contribute financially is crucial for their sense of purpose and well-being.
I think one thing that we took back as authors from the review was that we need to be appreciative of the independence of the elderly. When I say independence, we need to be cognizant that if a person wishes to continue financially independent, they should be provided with different roles that continue their meaning of life. There could be individuals who wish to not, and that should be acceptive as well. But it has to be what the person wants and what's their choice. If you are able to do that, then you will be able to ensure not just physical but also mental health of the individuals, and thereby ensuring a good, decent quality of life for the elderly. I, myself, or a person along with me, this could be my family member, this could be my spouse, my friend, my partner, anyone who we also call as the caregiver, would decide that where and when would we go and seek treatment.